Hello, hello, and welcome, everyone. I am your host and one of the producers of the LizyT Show. How are you doing this evening, afternoon for our guests? Because it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon in BC and many other places. Good morning to our Australia watchers, viewers, and listeners. And yeah, it is Monday. Monday. Can you believe it? It is already almost the end of January. It is incredible. I don't know what happened. I don't know how fast this time is going. It seems like we were just in the middle of 2022, and now Christmas, New Year's is all over, and we are almost at the end of January 2023. It's incredible. I hope where you are enjoying your day. I know it's winter here in Canada. We had just a big snowstorm yesterday here in Toronto, and it looks like we're going to get more snow on Wednesday. But it looks like it's nice and comfortable in British Columbia. That's where our guest is from. If you have any comments, questions, our chat is open, and you are welcome, very, very welcome, to be with us, to interact, to say hello, and to just tell us questions and tell us where you're watching from. That is definitely a nice thing to know. I mean, have keep track of all the places all over the world where people have watched. We have over 68 countries, and I want to keep adding to that list. I want to be able to reach all over. And I know that my show is not for everyone. Not everybody likes Lizzie, and Lizzie doesn't like everyone, but I just want to be able to reach one person, one soul, one life that I can identify with my guests, or just help, get some help. One person. That's all I want, and I think that's what my guest is to want, what we'll like to achieve as well. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background, and so that way you can have an idea what is our guest is all about. Um, Her name is Janis, like you can see on the screen. Janis, um, after 18 years of police, and Janis was diagnosed with PTSD, and now lives on a boat. You're probably going to find this interesting, on a boat in Victoria, British Columbia, with her family. I'm just curious how big is this boat, and how big is her family. She operates her YouTube channel called Onboard, Tangaroa, and Finding My Happy. She is also founder of Live Your Life Adventure Challenge, which is a community of life lovers who get together and they're enjoying life and pushing each other steps to outside to their comfort zones and try new things. And I think she is definitely um, experiencing that comfort zone right there. Without further ado, I would like for you to welcome this incredible lady that is going to be talking about a very touchy subject, and touchy, and it's still, I find that it's still not as accepted as I would like to be and talked about. So let's welcome Janice to the show with a wonderful hello,
Hey,
hello, my dear.
Lizzie. You know what? I was just like rocking out to your intro music. It's good.
Well, thank you, thank
I'm
you. We
liking
had
it.
Yeah, thank you. I think I didn't have intro music for the longest time, and all of a sudden, somebody suggested if you could bring something up and show a little bit of your background. I am not big of blowing my whistle. I can tell you, I'm humble. I try to be humble, and so when somebody mentioned that to me, I was like, no. This is good. However, time went by and I thought, okay, maybe they're on to something. So this is about you, Janice, and this is about your story, and this is about your what you've gone through.
Mhm.
18 years as a police officer.
Yeah. I
Um,
I actually come from a policing family. My dad was OPP, Ontario Provincial Police. So I actually grew
yeah,
up in Northern Ontario up near Thunder Bay and Nipigon. So I know your hood. And I traveled around that area with my dad being transferred around. And then when I came out to Victoria, I moved out here
Mm-hmm.
after my mom passed away and some other things went on. My brother-in-law said, "Hey, why don't you be a cop?" And I was like, why not? It was like, okay. And that's
Okay,
how I
so
seriously
it
how I
wasn't.
became a police officer.
So it wasn't like a real calling, because you know how you hear little kids, my dream is to become a police officer. My dream is to become a firefighter. My dream is, and some of those people, they really follow through their dreams and they work hard. For you, it was just like a suggestion, and you didn't think very much of it. And why not?
Not at all. I actually have a degree as a teacher.
No
And
way.
when I was doing my practicum out here, my mom passed away with ovarian cancer. She had just turned 50, and her whole goal in life was to go sail around the world. So that's what I did. Is as soon as she passed away, I finished my practicum, got my degree, sold everything I owned, and went and sailed around the world for 5 years.
Wow.
Right. So when I
Okay,
came
so
back to Canada, I had no job. I was pregnant. I had an American husband who couldn't work in Canada, and I needed to find something. And that's when my brother-in-law says, "Hey, why don't you be a police officer?" And I went, "Sounds like fun."
Okay, so I guess it wasn't too difficult for you to apply, and wasn't too difficult for you to pass the test, and it wasn't for you too difficult for you to actually become a police officer. Did you actually enjoy the job, or this triggered your PTSD?
No, Lizzie, best job ever. Because
Okay.
you're like me, right? You like to help people. Your whole purpose in life
Yes.
is to help people. And
Yes.
that's what policing allowed me to do. I actually had my mother-in-law ask me, it's like, "Do you regret becoming a police officer because now that you're diagnosed with PTSD, living on a boat, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on, do you regret it?" I'm like, "No way. Best job ever. I would do it again." Yes,
Okay.
it affected me hugely as
Okay, it looks like we lost her. We lost the connection with Jane. I'm hoping that she can come back very soon. She's still there. I can see her on the background. I can see that she's still connected. I don't know if she just was able to reconnect. Okay, she's there. There we go.
yeah, I don't
Uh,
know what happened there with the Wi-Fi because it says I was good. It says I lost you. I don't know.
okay,
That's
so that was the most amazing job. Now, what happened?
yeah.
How did you get diagnosed with PTSD? Did you ended up seeing something? Did you became part of a murder, or somebody shot something? Give us a little bit of background. And how does, and I know this sounds basic to you. This is your cup of tea. This is your expertise. But how does somebody actually gets diagnosed? I want to be able to get people that are watching this or will be watching later on a little bit more of background. How did someone, because there's a lot of people, which I'm aware that they are living with PTSD, and they don't even know that they're going through it.
No, I don't think I'm gonna go into a specific. Let's just say in policing. So I was doing some undercover stuff and I was in detectives for a long time. So working really big files. Being a female, often I was assigned the child abuse files, the sexual assault files, the family liaison files. So if something tragic happened to a child or a family member, then I was there holding their hand. So in policing, I describe it this way. When I started policing, I was like this huge red balloon full of air. I was like, yes, I'm going to go change the world, help people. It was awesome. As I went through policing and saw so many traumatic events, and everybody's story affected me, I couldn't separate it. And I really tried, but I was so empathetic to everybody, right? Like lots of hand holding, lots of hugging, lots of tears. And my balloon just kept letting out air. I just kept giving and giving and giving until about 16 years ago, my balloon was empty. I had nothing more to give. And the police department, unfortunately, they just take your balloon and throw it in the garbage and they get another big red balloon because that's how it works. You can't stop. And I don't think the police departments this day and age know how to help refill balloons right now. Okay. So that's kind of how I use it as a metaphor with PTSD. How I knew something was going on is I wasn't myself. I was coming home and yelling at my husband, and we've been married for 21 years. I was yelling at my kids, and they're currently 20 and 16-year-old. I was not happy and smiling like I usually was. I was forgetting things huge. Like I would be trying to do a file and I'd forget things. I was getting confused and overwhelmed. I'd come home, sit on the couch, and my husband would say, well, what would you like for dinner? And I would just cry because I could not make that decision anymore. And I knew something was wrong. Also, my body was reacting in a way that it was slamming me with pain. So there's a lot of chronic pain and everything whenever I was at the police department. So I knew something was wrong. So I went off work, and I also knew that I needed to live on a boat again. I don't know why. It was just something instinctual that says I need to move onto a boat. Luckily, I have a husband who likes to live on boats too. So we moved onto a boat, and suddenly when I'm on my boat in the middle of a bay, not near a dock, and no one can come to my boat unless you come by boat or swim, I felt safe again. Right? Like my hypervigilance could go down. I wasn't constantly looking all around me all the time. I could just breathe, and my pain went away. I started organizing my thoughts again. I started becoming happy Janis again. And that's when a coworker says, you know what? And my doctor actually said it too. You may have PTSD, right? But it was a long process to get diagnosed. And I didn't have to get diagnosed, but I chose to get diagnosed because I had to deal with workers' compensation and everything, which is just a whole nother story itself.
I can imagine.
So, yeah. And while I was doing this, I also needed, because I wasn't working, like you, can you imagine if someone just the next day says, okay, there's no more LizyT Show? None. You kind of, it's like, I just totally lost my sense of purpose, Lizzie. Like I had nothing to do. I was adrift, like literally living on a boat adrift going, I have no clue what to do. So that's when I started my first YouTube channel called Onboard Tangaroa being my boat. And it's all about moving onto boat and living on here. And I was putting out kind of happy stories and trying to put my happy Janis out there. And also the creative process really helped me deal with my PTSD. So, yeah.
Are you still considering, and you still thinking, are you still finding a way that perhaps if this, and I'm not sure, sorry, my ignorance, if the PTSD is something that you can manage, it will go away, or you can take medication, or you can work with someone, a counselor, and then would you ever consider going back as a police officer, or that was a part of your life that you thought, I've been there, I've done it, I'm fulfilled, I know what it's like, but that's a chapter that I'm not going to open anymore?
Yeah, actually, my psychologist told me I'm not allowed to.
Okay.
You're not allowed to do anything with regards to policing. And that's what really hit me. He told me that like a year ago, and I was like, whoa. And it's taken me a year to come to terms with that. Medication wise, yes, I take medication. It just levels my mind. It gets my hamster off my wheel in my head and helps me concentrate. Can you be cured? Yes. I'm doing a lot of treatment. I go to a counselor weekly. And we do different things about how to deal with trauma and stuff like that, talking it out. And then we're doing what's called CPT right now. So as soon as I deal with that, then we're going to move into exposure therapy. So there's different things to deal with PTSD, but you've got to find your right counselor that can help you through that process. Okay?
Whatever it works for you, for your situation, for your individual person, for what you're going through. Okay.
Yes.
So now,
and I worked with Wounded Warriors Canada, which is the most amazing, one of the most amazing things out there for first responders with PTSD. And I actually go back now as a lived experience peer counselor and tell my story and help other people who are just starting with their journey with PTSD.
So now you live full time in a boat.
You
do. And your two kids. You have I don't know if I heard a dog, but is there a dog in the boat?
Can you see her? She's right. I'm backwards. She's right there. You see her? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yes.
See, she's on the back of the couch. Yes, and she will not pee on the boat, Lizzie. What a pain in the butt. She has to go to shore all the time. unless there's snow on my boat, which right now there isn't. But if there's snow on the deck, she will go to the washroom. So.
Okay, so how is that working out for you? And I can imagine it is what you thought, that this is it. Is become my salvation. I feel free. I feel comfortable. I feel at peace, like you mentioned. And how about your family? Because this is something that it is working for you, but your daughters or your son, your husband, as you mentioned, he does like it. How does they? How do they feel? Is this something forever for them, or as soon as I am old enough, I just want to be able to get myself a house? How does it work for them?
Well, my son did live on board with us for a little bit, and he turned 19, almost
Okay.
20, and he actually lives in our house now. He was like, enough of this. I'm a gamer. I want a good Wi-Fi connection. I want he moved to shore. So we actually have a house, and he lives in the house with some roommates. Okay. My 16-year-old daughter loves it out here. She goes to school
Okay.
and it's a go, go, go all the time. There's so much information overload for her and everything that when she comes out here, she says, you know what? I can breathe. I look out into the water. I talk to the
Mm-hmm.
seals. I watch the birds. There's otters. It's just
Wow.
stunning. The sunsets are amazing. We can go prawning and crabbing and catch our own food. It's just a totally different lifestyle. So when
I
she
can
gets up in the
imagine.
morning, she gets up in the morning, we put her in the small boat, we take her to shore. She goes to school, high school, normal high school. And then she comes home, she gets the bus to the dock. She phones me, says, need a ride. I take the small boat, go grab her, bring her back out. And she just loves it out
Okay.
here. Yeah. But it is a big boat. Like we don't rock that much, right? Like
Okay.
we are 78 feet. So we do
Wow.
have 4 bedrooms, 2
Wow.
bathrooms. Yeah. She's an old
Very
aluminum
stable.
boat.
It, it probably feels like you're living in a house. It's probably no difference.
It is. It's like a floating condo. You can see the windows around me. I have massive windows
Yes.
and I have a full
Yes. Yes.
kitchen and everything. We just live off the grid, right? We're not plugged in. So everything is solar panel and generators. We make our own water and everything. So we have diesel heater. But yeah, we just live off the grid and live on a boat. But for my
That's
PTSD
amazing.
and my family, it's brought us all so much closer and just made me happy again.
Of course, of course. Good for you.
Hmm.
Good for you that
Yeah.
you found. And I've noticed that a lot of people are actually, for whatever reason, whether it is a mental illness, whether it is PTSD, or they're finding ways of actually not being in the city because it triggers what they're going through. So let's move on to your YouTube channel. I mean, how did that come
Yeah.
about? Is it a coincidence? It's just happened. People have started asking for a lot more um, background or information or help, and that's what we need to talk about.
Yeah, well, Onboard Tangaroa is just about living on a boat. And I just out of the blue started that channel because I needed something to do. Finding my happy is exactly my journey with PTSD. And this is a channel where I talk about PTSD. I kind of laugh about things we do. Like today, I'm putting out a video about 5 weird things I do because of PTSD. And I want people to see that they're not alone out there. So people like me go through PTSD and I do weird things. And I'm really being honest, vulnerable, and showing people what happens, weird things that happen, what I do with PTSD, how I'm treating it myself, and my journey. So this has really been a healing project for me. Again, Lizzie, it's called Finding My Happy. And then with that, people were like, well, I want to, do things too, but I don't have a mental health illness or anything. But the last 3 years have sucked and I want to get out there and try new things. So that's where Live Your Life Adventure Challenge came in. So that's not a YouTube channel. I only have the 2 YouTube channels, Finding My Happy and Onboard Tangaroa. But Live Your Life Adventure Challenge came about where I'm pushing myself to go out and try new things. And I really noticed my group of friends, online friends, because sometimes I don't meet face to face anymore because I just don't want to, but we do. But my group of online friends really wanted to get out and try new things too, especially since, we were all stuck in our houses for 3 years and it was a horrible what COVID did to us. So Live Your Life Adventure Challenge, every month we have a new theme. So on February 1st, our new theme that starts is called Get Off the Couch. And I'm encouraging everybody to get off the couch. I send you free stuff, like check out the sunglasses on my head right now, polarized sunglasses. They come in
Wow.
free. lots of good free stuff as soon as you sign up. With an app, you go out and try 5 new things to get you off the couch. Take a picture of the new thing or a picture of yourself doing it, right? I'm your biggest cheerleader, so I'm going to cheer you on to go out and try new things. And then you sign up, or then you say, I did it. And we all know you did it because we're celebrating you. And we send you a custom challenge coin that says, like, for February, get off the couch. It says, I got off the couch. And it's a nice, beautiful little coin that we send you as a reward, because I think people should be rewarded for getting out of their comfort zone. And then March will be a new theme coming up, and we'll announce that February 15th. But you can sign up for like 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or go all in for the 12 months. And the
That
cool
is
thing,
awesome.
the cool thing about the 12 months is if you sign up for 12 months, you open up what's called the Adrenaline Junkie Challenge. So you've got the whole year to do 5 things that get your adrenaline going. And you know what, Lizzie? What gets my adrenaline going is probably way different than what gets your adrenaline going, right?
I can imagine.
I can see you jumping out of planes.
No way.
Why not?
No, I'm just like, yeah, I can picture you doing that.
No, you.
I don't think so.
Oh, you know what gets my adrenaline running, which is one of the ones I'm going to do? It's just going to Costco.
Okay.
Adrenaline just flies. But no, it's Adrenaline Junkie. So it's whatever gets you going, 5 things. And then we send you the Adrenaline Junkie coin, which only if you do the Adrenaline Junkie challenge that you can earn it. So it's quite fun. We really push ourselves to go try new things.
Well, we need to share this website. And I probably can think of a couple of things that I can definitely challenge myself. And definitely, I am all forward getting off the couch because I love the walk. I love the swimming. I love being active. That's number one for me. But I have to think of things that I haven't done before. So that's going to be a challenge.
Well, how many different places have you never walked before? Go find a new place to walk, right? Go swim in a new place you've never been. Go to a new pool.
That's
right? Go to a different coffee shop. See, just
that's right.
Out of that comfort zone, which is what we're really trying to push people to do. Because if you're stuck in your comfort zone, it actually is not healthy for you.
Absolutely not. And it hasn't been healthy, as you said, for the last 2-3 years. People have definitely, I mean, the mental health and depression and suicide has risen to a number that I don't even feel comfortable saying because it is so horrible.
It is.
Let alone, I mean, forget COVID. I mean, this is a lot more serious than something else. So I want to be able to share with the world because people can can participate on this all over, right?
Yeah. Well, North America, we aren't worldwide yet because it's fairly new. It's North America right now. And you can again go to www.liveyourlifeadventurechallenge.com right there on your screen and come join us. There's also a free Facebook group. You can come join us and we're the Live Your Life crowd.
Beautiful. So I want to be able to share as well the website for people to kind of familiarize themselves and figure it out how to sign. So let me share with everyone what the website looks like and for you to be able to get comfortable of how I love the website. This is all your work?
Yes, thanks. I have a friend with her team down in California that's helped me.
That is awesome. So there's a video here. This challenge starts in February. So that's pretty much 8 days. You have the countdown here.
February 1st is the Get Off the Couch challenge that starts.
Awesome. First month and then 3 months. And then how did you come up with this? Like, what was your idea? What was your inspiration?
Well, I do it myself. I try, especially with PTSD, I try and challenge myself to go out and try new things. And it is tough. Right. And everybody's like, wow, Janis, I can't believe you went and did that. Right. So I'm like, well, if I want to challenge myself, I feel kind of alone sometimes. So I'm like, well, let's have a whole group of us challenging each other to go to new things and let's reward each other because I like shiny, blingy things. So if I do something and I'm like, ooh, I hear you pat on the back. Well, if someone recognizes that and gives you that little bit of way to go kudos, it just makes you feel that much better that you want to go out and try more things, right? And that's a big thing. Again, that purpose of being a police officer, of helping people, I kind of lost that. And this is me finding my purpose again.
Getting back into that same rhythm and getting back to helping a fellow human being and helping somebody who is in the same situation as
Yeah.
you get a lot of contacts, a lot of people perhaps reaching out and saying, I'm having a bad day, or I know what you're
Mm.
feeling, this is how I am. Do you interact with people in regards to their troubles, their issues, their struggles?
I totally do that, but I don't offer you a solution. I'm just there to listen and validate and say, yeah, I hear what you're saying. And I just want to know that what you're feeling is true and validate your feelings. So I won't offer, I'm not a counselor, right? I'm just a
Hmm.
person going through it myself. Um, and I can talk to you about my experiences, which I try to do when I'm a peer counselor with wounded warriors. There's usually lots of tears and stuff. But I
Of
also
course.
am just, this is me. If you have any other questions or anything, how I'm talking with Lizzie right now is how I talk all the time. So,
Beautiful, beautiful. And in the future, I mean, the theme of this show, as you can tell me who you are and what you do, contact info. We got the website. Anything new? What are your goals? And I hate to use that word because it's too cliche. But what are you dreaming on? What would you like to accomplish? How much would you like to help? Uh, are you would like to become a counselor yourself to help others, or you want to take this worldwide? What are your biggest aspiration?
I think there's a couple things. With the finding my happy is I want to take the stigma away from mental health, right? And talk about it and hopefully put it out there that what people are going through, you're not alone. Okay?
Okay.
People all around you are going through it, and I like and sharing my journey, I hope, and people have told me that it really helps them because they're like, well, if Janis is going through that, right? Like I tell them, like with this one, I'm like, oh my gosh, you should see what I do in restaurants. I go in, I scan the whole place, I have to pick out my chair, my table. I can't sit with my back towards a wall, like, or I can't sit with my back towards a door. Like I joke about this stuff, and like I think it's weird, right? So I put it out there to the world on YouTube saying, look at what I do. It's so funny. But it's also a little bit of a serious tone in there that this is my journey and this is what I go through. With Live Your Life
Hmm.
Adventure Challenge, we're such online now, right? It's really pushing people to get out of get out of their houses, get off the couch, go out, try new things. Like this week, I went and did a jewelry class all by myself, made some rings, very cool. And then I went to a
Wow.
sensory deprivation tank, which, as a person with PTSD, it wasn't good for me, right? But I went out and tried it just to see what it's like. So it's really pushing yourselves out of your comfort zone to go out and try new things. Like, for example, with you, you said you like to walk. Well, go out and try a different walk that you've never been on. You may be surprised, right?
Now that you talked about jewelry, I actually one of the things that I love to do, and I've never done it, is
Hmm.
do pottery.
There you go.
Hmm.
That's what you're doing in the next month, Lizzie. You're going to go sign up for a pottery class.
That's right. That's
Just go
right.
try it.
It's absolutely. How supportive is your husband, your family, your friends, people that know you, and one of the things that I noticed too, and for the few people that I've talked with PTSD, they they put it down, or they say this is not a big deal. It's just you. It will pass. They belittle it. And that's the few people that I've spoken to. You're probably the fifth. That's one of the things that I find as a common denominator is that is not their mental health, but it's gonna pass. Is they really belittle the situation. How supportive is your family? I know that your goal is to be able to take the mysticism away, take
Mhm.
the labels.
I'm very lucky. I have a very supportive family. I also come from a
Good.
policing family, right? But
Right.
I also have some people in my family that are like, it's just, it will pass kind of thing. Because they don't want to admit that there's something wrong, right?
Right.
Or that you hear about PTSD, but people just don't understand it. And I was like the worst at it in my first 10 years of policing. I was like, people with PTSD, they're just off work. They just wanted the free summer off. It doesn't like, it's no such thing until it absolutely hits you
Happens to you.
and how it affects your brain, your thoughts, your thought process, how you can't control it. Right. And that's what I'm trying to
Mhm.
get across to people is telling that story. But I'm very lucky. I talk very openly with it with my kids. And my husband is actually happy that I'm off work because, again, happy Janis is starting to come back. But it is a journey. It is a long journey.
Absolutely.
And I like what you said at the beginning of your intro. You said, not everybody likes Lizy and Lizy doesn't like everybody. I'm the same way. You know what? Not everybody's going to like me putting it out there because I'm quite honest about PTSD and my journey with it. And that's fine, right? I'm over that now. But it's taken a long time for me to be over that. And I know that if I tell my story and do out with Finding My Happy, the YouTube, and then with Live Your Life Adventure Challenge, yes, I totally put myself out there. There will be those negative Nellies, and that's okay, right? Because at least they're talking about it.
And that's one of the things that I realized too, that you have to be okay with not being liked for the whole world. And when you're okay with that, everything else seems a lot easier. You don't get bothered by comments or naysayers or people that are trying to put your dream down or belittling your condition, because it is real. For the few people again that I've spoken to, they go through a lot of trials and tribulation. They have good days and they have really bad days. And that's why I think what you're doing is amazing. I think that what you're trying to accomplish is incredible, to spread out the word and to help people that really need. And by having your videos, I watch a couple. They're very hilarious, by the way. So that is to bring humor to something so difficult to deal with. I think is great. Social media are what are your fortes? I know we talked a little bit before the shows.
Yeah, again, YouTube, the 2 channels and I have a community tab. I do a lot of conversation over the community tab with my channel. So again, Finding My Happy is about my PTSD journey. Onboard, Tangaroa is about living on a boat with a family in Victoria in Canada. You've got the channel. We do have a Facebook group that anybody's more than welcome to come join us. And it's called the Live Your Life Crowd. Okay. And you'll see it. It's all linked to my website. You can get into everything there. And we do have Instagram, Lyla, Lyla Challenge. I'm not an Instagrammer though. If like YouTube group is my thing, so you'll always find me in the YouTube group, or not YouTube, sorry, Facebook. You'll always find me on the Facebook group, and that's where I go on live and I talk to people on everything weekly or more than weekly. But that's where I usually hang. That's my comfort zone. But then again, I'm also 51, so I'm a Facebooker.
We're the same age.
Yeah. You will not find me on Snapchat, though. Sorry.
Well, we have teenagers and we're trying to communicate and they're not doing the Facebook. I mean, Snapchat is one of the things that you have to download. And TikTok, you got to put your, minutes in. Just the best of the best. And I think one of the things that I love about what you said is to be able to help others and educate. And that's one of the things that a lot of people need nowadays in education and multiple things, but especially in something as serious as this. Mental health is not a joke. And I know I have family members that do suffer from issues. So I completely understand and I sympathize and I know what you're going through. But education is important, and I think you're doing an amazing job with your website. Thanks, and with the challenge. No, I mean it. It's not just words. It's not me, Lizy, the host of the show. One of the things that I love about what I do is I bring different things and different lifestyle, different situations to the world for people to become aware. And again, if we're able to reach one person and have that one person have a better life or move forward or have their happy place like you're having right now with your boat, I mean, to me that's the world. To me, that's the world.
Can you imagine if everybody in the world had that as a purpose, just to help one person?
I think we will be able to help the whole world.
I know. It would be just absolutely amazing. So,
yes. So everyone, make sure that you follow the challenge. The website is down here, and also follow this incredible lady because she is incredible. Even though she's going through tough situations in life, she's doing it. I mean, wow. it could have been a completely different situation, but here she is, happy, joking, doing her YouTube channel. Now this challenge is going to challenge me because I now have to go and sign up for a pottery
I want to
class.
see the pottery class. You got to follow up with me. I want to see you
Yes,
do
I
it.
do. Yes, I
Yeah.
do. And I think you should definitely do the challenge yourself. If you have any comments or question, this is recorded here on my YouTube channel, my website, LizyT.com, and all the social media that you saw. So yes, just make sure that you follow and you subscribe and do the challenge, because this lady definitely is doing a great job, and I think it can help one person.
One person. That's all.
That's our goal. That's
Yeah.
our goal. Any last word, my friend?
You know what? I just tell people, you know what? If I can do it, you can do it. Like, seriously, get out there, step out of your comfort zone, do something new, try something different, and join our Facebook group, because we have an absolute blast.
And that's all. That's, she said it, not me. She said it. You're gonna have a blast. Thank you so much for Janis for being here. It's been a pleasure and honor, definitely, to have you with us, and we will definitely be in touch. And for all of you, join this lady. Don't join the challenge, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.